Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, yeah, looking good. Little change of scenery tonight, which I'll explain in a minute. I am drinking a. Nope. Well, it's an acronym. It's a stout called Sleight of Hand, 8%. It's pretty tasty. It's They said the flavor notes were oak, vanilla, and coconut, and I think those are just like notes from the malt. I don't think there's anything added, but I could be wrong. It's really good. Yeah, it's not too crazy in any direction. It is dark and kind of thick, but yeah. I'm actually using sounds good. Good. I'm actually using my older camera tonight, the 5D4, just because the R5 eats the battery so fast. I figured I'd go back to using this one. Plus, I was also thinking of running that newer camera for a bunch of hours twice a week. I just figured why put it through that effort when I've got an older camera that seems just as capable. Hey, what's up, Steve? So, yeah, so the reason I'm over here and I'm sitting down tonight, any of you who are in the Discord, I know some of you saw it, but hey, what's up, Joel? So, yeah, after the other day, so I think after, yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday morning, I'm taking my camera and everything off the way I have it all set up. I'll show it here. But I accidentally bumped my speaker that I have up on the wall. They're just hanging by nails, and it fell down. And it's not a huge speaker or anything, but it hit my glass desk, and my glass desk shattered. And it's like that, like a car windshield. It just went to pieces, and I probably stood there for like 30 seconds as just the sound and everything settled, and the glass ended up making noise for like probably a hour of just settling. But I stepped then off the little mat I stand on, and there's actually like my feet print in the the mat where I normally stand. So yeah, so you could see what a absolute disaster that was. So I have my setup over there, set up like a basically it's that normal the frame of the desk, then there's a piece of glass, and then I built like a little table that's like my standing desk on top of it. So just yeah, total chaos. Hey, what's up, Lauren? Welcome. So yeah, you could even see where I was standing there when this happened. That's so in the center there. That's what my camera would normally be mounted on, that magic arm. Next to that is my audio interface, which I use as my microphone. And so I'm glad that nothing happened to the monitor. That monitor is probably 3 weeks old, and I I don't know. It was $600 maybe. So nothing happened. The other monitor that went off the other side is an old Apple monitor, and that was fine as well. I haven't plugged in the Marantz yet to see if that is still working, but I have everything else set up at this table, and I'm fine. Yeah, I posted this to Instagram without enough description, and everyone thought someone had broken. That's a big window there. This is like an old storefront where I have my that this office area is sitting in like the front of an old, would have been all glass and open, so you could see like into the store. So that's like where I'm standing, and then I have it blocked off so I could see my monitors. But so everyone on Instagram who are my friends thought someone smashed that window just from glancing at it. But look at that mess. So, hey, what's up, Rodford? So, yeah, unbelievable. I've got all the stuff out of there now. I've got the frame of the desk pulled away, and I've got the computer set up right away. I figured I'm going to clean this up later. Yesterday, I'm like, I still got to work, right? So, yeah, now I've just been going through and pulling everything off. The one benefit I'm looking at of all this is, like I've talked about before, I'm about to build a new computer, so I'm just going to leave this set up here. I've got this old flooring in the basement. That's actually the floor that's in this side of the studio. It's bamboo, looks like old wood flooring. I'm going to use that and just lay it across the desk and fit that together and like clean it up nice, and that'll be the new surface. But the other thing I was saying is all the stuff that I've built up over the years of having my desk there, like little cameras around, as you can see on the ground there and stuff. I'm just gonna get like everything out of there, like the shelf on the one side that has like iPhone boxes and CDs and DVDs, like so. I'm gonna take it as a chance to get everything like super clean. And so where I'm working, there's just not a lot of stuff. I'm like, I have a whole studio here. It's 2 buildings, and it's like I should have shelves with my stuff that I don't need to be grabbing all the time. Anyways, it's still kind of a disaster. Slowed me down, has me a little behind on what I'm trying to do, but I still got this set up over here for tonight. I'm like, yeah, I'm still going to try and get this done. Come on and chat for a while, but yeah, it was like overwhelming to even figure out how to start to clean. There's glass and everything. If you look at that little like, get over here, like that little tray thing down there, that has like 4 more things back there with just cables and straps and stuff like that. And there's glass and everything. I'm going to be pulling out glass out of stuff for years. The good thing is it's not super sharp, so it's like you could actually like, you're not going to like cut yourself like if it was plate glass that broke. Anyways, so that's how my day went yesterday. Hey, Roger. I shattered my glass desk yesterday, taking down the live streaming stuff. I dropped a speaker and it hit just right, and just that desk was glass and it just went to pieces. So yeah, man. I'm glad I can laugh about it now. The first thing I did is I walked across the drive-thru, got a beer, cracked a beer, drank that, and then started to take the computer and unplug everything and get everything set up. Plus, I have so many cables and so much stuff. Yeah, the only thing, the Marantz I have not plugged back in yet to make sure it's okay, because as I started to take everything apart, that actually then fell to the floor. So I'm hoping it's all right. That kind of stuff was built like a tank, so I think my friend's dad gave that to me years ago, and I've been using it as my audio from my computer as long as I can remember, for multiple computers. But yeah, that's also the reason I had the headphones on, because everything I'm doing now, I've been editing a commercial for a company today, and even when I'm doing photos, listening to music or the radio or whatever I'm doing. When I say the radio, I mean NPR. But yeah, so I have to listen to headphones to hear anything. I do have this monitor for some reason. It's the one that was, laid back there, has speakers in it. I mean, they're horrible. I don't even know why they bother, but why you put speakers into a really expensive editing monitor, I have no idea. Anyways, figured, did anyone show what they were sipping on tonight? Ben's got a Gadget by Urban Artifact. Raspberry and blackberry sour, I believe. It's from earlier. Redbeard's drinking what is that? Barrio Brewing Company, Hipsterville Hazy IPA. That looks good. I'm not familiar with that brewery. Oh, this is what I had. I went out when I was going out to Acronym to get my crowler, I sat on the porch for a minute and they had a beer called the Giro, which was an Italian Pilsner, which I thought was kind of cool. And they actually wrote in the description, they named it after their favorite Grand Tour, which I like the Giro. Is the Giro kind of the best too, but as a race, but the Tour is always the Tour, and there's just so much more excitement around it. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. And it was really just crisp, fresh, refreshing type beer. Ben, have you already moved on? Angelica Hazy IPA. Is that I'm trying to think. I could think of that brewery. Is that the one in Boston? Lord Hobo. Yeah. I went to Lord Hobo's tap room when I was in Boston last. Gone a couple times. I have a friend who moved out there. See what everybody's been riding. Oh, that was Zach's from earlier, his commute, I believe. Or is he off on? Oh, no, wait, today's Thursday. Nice. Nice and muddy. This is when I went to get that beer out at Summit Lake. I did a little gravel loop and stopped out at Summit Lake. And the light was so good. Threw my bike up there just to get a photo of it. Oh, Rick posted a photo of his Surly. Oh, nice. Roger says he has a shot. He had a shot of Iron Smoke bourbon. No picks, just an empty glass. Nice. Are those the? That's the Jones bars on there. Yeah, I got the GoPro on there too. Is that the 9? Jersey Pinelands. Rick, are you filming videos? Do you have I not clicked over? Do you have a YouTube let's see, channel? Love the rally. Thanks, Roger. Trying to remember where to find the comments. Oh, that is the Hero 9. Ben's got one. Large Marge got one on order too. He's been waiting a long time for it. Ah, you just share them with friends. All right. Editing sucks. Yeah, yeah. I enjoy it sometimes if I get in the groove. If I have like a very specific thing in mind, but it still can be frustrating and it's very time consuming. It's very easy to shoot a long video. Like when I do my ride and ramble videos, those are the easiest thing I do because I just come back, I adjust the color and put a color grade on it, fix the vocals a little bit, But yeah, there's no real work to that. Like the snow ride video I posted yesterday with me and Ben, that's a bunch of work, Surly Moloko bars. Oh yeah, Moloko. Okay, yeah. I got a notification here and I don't see what else popped up. Oh yeah, this is posted this yesterday, but Broadford's bike. Said set up for winter. Oh yeah, you got the fender on the rear and everything. Nice. You said single. Oh, you went to a single chain ring in the front, I assume. Rick said he leaves the camera mounted to the bars. Every time he tries to put the camera somewhere else, he crashed into a tree. Roger says if he was doing videos and editing, his equipment would be outdated before he was done. Nice. I'm so like looking at the footage from the Hero 9 and some of the stabilization it has is so cool. But I'm like, my 8 is still working and it does a really good job, and they put a new one out every year. I'm like, I should just wait till next year, but it's always tempting. Oh, Ben was out at the old Rubber Bowl. So here in Akron, we have the university used to play out actually by the old air dock, which was a Zeppelin hangar, dirigible hangar, and the stadium has now been it's built into a hillside, and we have some really cool pictures from riding out there as it was decaying, and now they've kind of started to fill it back in, but that's where Ben's at. So, and it's got a really cool view from up where he is. And right behind it is where they do the soapbox derbies, if you guys are familiar with that kind of stuff. That's a cool photo, Ben. Said you've been working on your lean into turns with the GoPro 9 and the I know you meant Horizon. Everything looks too static. Yeah, I've been wondering. I was thinking the Horizon leveling is something I would not always have on. There would be times where it'd be really beneficial, and other times where you would actually want to turn it off to show what you're doing. Because like with the 8 or with the normal stabilization, it's going to smooth everything out, but you'll still get that kind of tilt. And I was thinking about that very thing. I'm like, there's times when I would want to turn off Horizon leveling, but there's other times where I felt like it would be really great. Like say you mount it to your bars. Like with my mountain bike, there's nowhere, the one I was riding with Ben, if I wanted it on the bars, there's nowhere actually totally flat. So for that, it would be great to be able to, like, it's off center a little bit, but it's going to level the horizon so you don't have a crooked shot for the whole entire video. Oh, I hit. Rick also asked Ben what the name of your rack was on your Cannondale, and what the model of your Cannondale was underneath that video. And like always, I draw a blank on everything. So if you're still in the chat, if you want to drop that in there for him. But I wrote down to ask that because I'm like, oh, I cannot remember. And that was, me and Ben snow ride was fun. We did 50 miles in that. It was a mix of road, bike trails, and then a few like little off-road things we did. But I was exhausted after that, doing 50 miles on a studded tire bike that's not my usual bike and everything, and then also with some snow on the ground. Yeah, I know. With the GoPros, there's no reason for me to ever think of putting a gimbal on like the 8 or the 9, because a lot of people do, like Terry B does, like the chest mount gimbal on some of the older ones. But Cannondale touring, I thought, okay. Soma Lucas, then you zip tied a wall basket to it. All right. Me and Ben did, like, we go out for this, and he knew what the loop was, and he had told me it was going to be about 50 miles. But neither of us show up with any snacks, any sports nutrition. We pull off in a cool spot in the woods that he shows me, and we drink a couple beers, and then we get back on the road, do this long loop until we finally come into a gas station in Ravenna on fumes where we need to run in and just like slam some food. Like, I think I got peanuts and a chocolate chip muffin. And I think Ben got a big cookie and something else. It's like, people who ride as much as us should be like smarter than this. No offense to you, Ben, if you like, but I was just like, I was thinking that my one friend asked a question about our ride and everything, and I'm like, oh, he said how nice the chocolate chip muffin for the fuel, and I'm like, yeah, why would I think I don't need to go out with any food for a 50-mile ride? Or we came through like Kent, the town right at the beginning, and it's like, why didn't we stop at the coffee shop there and put, even if we weren't hungry, I'd throw some stuff in the bag. But I was talking to Ben about how when I watch the like Dustin Klein stuff, they're like all about the food. They have like everything planned out, everything like, they're like pulling like sandwiches, like all this crazy like gourmet stuff and like olive mixes and all this stuff out of their bags. But that's the thing to do. If you're gonna, for me, if I say my eating schedule has been normal, I can do about 35 miles where I'm like working pretty good, and then I will straight bonk if I don't eat something. So okay, good. I cleaned up the chat a little bit, but I still didn't get the chance to do all the background work I want to make like them just pop up and have like a cool graphic effect, which I know is possible. Like I said, my desk collapsing on me put me behind on work, and I have 2 more shoots tomorrow, and then all the editing from the shoots I've done this week to do. So as much as I keep wanting to get these live streams dialed in even a little better, the stuff that pays the bills that you guys all understand has to take precedence. So I was glad too with I should drop this link again in case anyone is new here. But we've talked about this before. We use where I'm showing the photos from people's drinks and people's bikes is a website called Discord. If you're not using a computer, there's an app for your phone. But we also have a spot for, I just lost my train of thought entirely. Buying and selling and trading stuff, like the drink picks we're showing, the bike picks, meetups and rides when those happen again. There's some rides coming up. Your Instagram, if you want to share your Instagram with the rest of the group, that's kind of cool. But then we have a share a video thing, and so people have shared a bunch of videos that look like they're going to be really cool. They could be yours, or they could be something that you just cool bike thing or cool camera thing. Photography is my other nerdy thing. But so I haven't watched any of them yet, so that's why I haven't commented on any of them. But this weekend, that's what me and Aaron do when we hang out. We have a Fire and Watch bike vid, so I'm kind of excited to get in there and check out a lot of the videos everyone shared, because there's some stuff I didn't know about. So it's a great way to share stuff with each other. What am I shooting tomorrow? Tomorrow I am going out to a campus where they do like addiction rehabilitation, and I guess they're doing a rebrand with new logos, and they want a bunch of pictures of the staff photographed with like the new swag. That's the first thing I'm doing, and then I think I'm actually going to fly my drone so they could have a bunch of them at once and do a social distanced outdoor like group shot. So that'll be kind of cool. And then our friend AJ, who owns a coffee shop, I'm going in there because they switched tea suppliers, so we're going to do a bunch of stuff to help launch that new tea brand that they're going to be selling at the coffee shop. So those are always fun too. Ben says Large Mark says he's tried to plan his bigger rides around shitty gas station stops. Well, that's what we do. I usually know when I plan a big ride. I usually am pretty self-aware to plan better. I don't know. Why I would roll out for 50 miles without any food in my bag is just what we do. But we had beers, Let's check out this bike pick. What is going on there? Is that a coffee? Is that a way to make coffee? You have like it looks like those are like hot coals in the bottom. Yeah, we need a description on that. I don't know what that interesting looking device on the grill is. Oh, we were also chatting about Tinder Stove. Oh, okay. I have heard of those. Yeah, it does look like a coffee meetup. Is that were you making coffee or are you making food with that setup? Gary says it's a weird stove thingy. That's the technical term for it. That's an awesome photo too. I love that. Get back up here. Boiling water for Mountain House food. Nice. That's a real camera you're shooting with too to get that depth of field, isn't it? That doesn't look like the iPhone could have, because the fall off on the grill looks like that's real, a real shallow depth of field effect, not the like iPhone or Google Pixel effect. Oh, Patrick knows what we're looking at. Yeah. Huh, I'll need to look into those. That looks sweet. Yeah, we were talking in some of the comments too, on some of the other videos about like what people wear to stay warm, and so I added the, you know, cycling clothing section. So for this time of year, it could be for cold weather stuff, but also I think a lot of us are also like that gravel casual, pathless pedaled idea. So in the summer, it could be more of that kind of stuff. I mean, nothing against, you know, spandex or anything anyone wants to get into. The one thing I was saying is the thing I couldn't live without is my 45 North wool hat. Those, I mean, even under, I've worn it, you know, when it's like 17 degrees out, and I don't worry about my ears or my head. Like, it fits, it's super thin, fits under the helmet really nice. And then on days like today, where it was in the 40s, I still got a little sweaty, but they dry super quick, and they just wick the moisture away, and then so they still stay warm, and you know, wool still stays warm when it's damp. So we got another picture posted. Oh, read the caption first. Lots of wool layers and a windbreaker. Yeah, that's always the thing for wool layers, and then something to stop the wind is just like key. I'll spend money on, you know, I used to like hate to spend money on like anything that wasn't actually a bike thing. And now I'm like, if I'm going to ride all year round, you have to. Like the wool stuff is worth spending the money on. Oh, you shot that with a Fuji X100V. Nice. 5. Right, wouldn't be a V. Those Fujis take great photos. I know a few people who use them. But I was able to tell that was a real, that was definitely a real camera shot. I'm going to write down the twig stove thing so I remember to look those up. It's not something I was aware of. And definitely camp with plenty of people who busted out the little camp gas ones. Is the Fuji X100, that's fixed, is that a 40 millimeter? It's a fixed 40 millimeter, like a, was that a 2.0 on the aperture or something like that? Yeah, because it's the Fuji X Pros that are the interchangeable lens Fujis, and the X100s are the ones with the fixed, if I remember correctly. I didn't really plan anything tonight, so you guys got to keep posting photos. Rick was talking about his pants, but Flavarian pants, super expensive but great. Yeah, for pants, like I have a pair of Rafa pants I've been wearing on my rides. They're nice because they're a little stretchy and they still kind of look normal. But to me, what I'm actually doing to keep warm on the bottom is the fleece line tights is what I always wear, and then whether I'm wearing jeans or actual cycling pants, doesn't really matter. To me, it's all about that layer underneath. Actually, today, since it was a little warmer, I wore Smart Wool. They're actual Smart Wool branded base layer. Large Marge says he ordered a few pairs of shorts, so we'll probably have like 4 more months of winter. 23 millimeter f2, okay, on the Fuji that I was asking about. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, you'd want a wider lens on that. Fixed lens, okay. Yeah. Fall Raven? Is Fall Raven the name of the short you got, Ben? The brand? I'm not familiar with that. Oh, he's telling me how to pronounce the. Yes, I gotcha. Fall Raven for the pants. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm super happy with the chrome ones I have for shorts. And then in certain weather, I'll wear the chrome shorts with the tights. You know, especially if I'm not. Well, we're never going anywhere anymore. But not that I care what people think of my style, but you know, it'd be weird to show up to a photo gig with chrome shorts and tights exposed. But oh, Broadford, you said you have one of the Grizzly hats on order. Yeah, they're amazing. I bought a second one this year just so I could kind of rotate them out. The other one's like faded because I wear it on every single ride from um, early fall till late spring. You know, it's just. Oh, you were saying it's crop sensor 35 millimeter equivalent. Okay, 35 is my favorite focal length. I mean, I'm actually this is being filmed at 35, but gives you an idea what the perspective is in a 16 by 9. But this is at I'm shooting at 35 millimeters f 2.8 right here, so you can see what the background blur looks like and everything. Pedal Pusher says he just doesn't cut his hair in the winter. As you can see, I haven't been either. There's no, obviously with the shaving too, which I need to because getting in my mouth. But yeah, and then down here, I don't think I've ever had like a neck beard this long before. But if I always, everywhere I go, this is, you know, when I go to my gigs tomorrow, this is what I'm going to be dressed like. But I'll have a, you know, stocking hat on too, a winter hat. So it's like, well, I cut my hair or shave. You know, no one's going to see it. So, you know, when events come back, I'll, you know, have to clean it up a little bit. But if when events come back, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So you won't be mad about the 45 North, even if you run hot. They it's a baby beard. I've been actually so I once in a while shave the cheeks because that just gets weird, little little too medieval interpretation of Jesus looking for me. And then I've been cutting where I get these weird gray streaks. They start to hang down like crazy. So oh, you guys are chatting about the sizes over in the Discord. I see. Yeah. Yeah, actually, even today, like I had my Rafa pants rolled up a little bit and at like 40 degrees with my heavy wool socks. Totally, still totally fine. My brother and sister-in-law got me some wool socks for Christmas. I finally went over to my parents last week. I didn't do Christmas because the pandemic, but the socks they got me are killer. I should have wrote down the brand name because I have a number of wool socks brands, and I talk about it in my winter riding vid. You could get cheap wool socks that'll you'll wear them out in 4 rides or just wearing them around, but you could actually spend the money and you'll get the benefit by spending the money on wool. Oh, look at this. It's large Marge there. You on Main Street? I'm looking at the reflection in your glasses. Beard is all you need. Yeah, I actually don't This is crazy, but I almost never ride with a face covering. So I now we always have them, and I have a very warm one for super cold weather that my brother bought me last year for Christmas, and I've busted it out once or twice, and that's for under 20. It helps. But I actually I need to wear like clear glasses, like safety glasses or some kind of glasses when it's really cold, under 30, because then my eyes get so dry, and especially when we used to stop places and spend a lot of time out. But yeah, I don't. My face will be cold, but it warms up really quick. Like I don't worry about frostbite even at like 17 degrees. And I know it's different. I ran into my friend Mike out on my ride today, and he had like the full like mask up, and not the COVID thing. It was a to keep warm because when we started talking, he pulled it down. I mean, we're standing 6 feet apart, but yeah. I have a pair of darn tough socks. Yeah, and I think the price of that one pair was like the price of like a 5 pack of some other Amazon socks I've bought. But yeah, they totally going to last, you know. And yeah, I wish I could remember the ones. They're like in between like darn tough and then like some of the more decent ones I had, but not the best that I just got. And it was 3 pairs. I think it was probably about $20 for those 3 pairs, but they're really nice. Yeah, yeah, as large Martin says, usually cool as long as the eyes are covered. That's how I am. I definitely will want my neck covered, but usually the layers I'm wearing are covering my neck, you know, at least up to here. But that seems like it's something that is very personal and different between different people. Like some people need to really have their face covered, and someone like me, I don't. I need to probably be dressed warmer than some other people. But hey, what's up, Spencer? How you doing? We're having a nerdy talk about winter clothing. So, Bradford says he got this Pendleton wool top and it's his main go-to. I used to ride in my wool flannels a lot. I don't really that much anymore. Oh, there we go. There's a pedal pusher with his icy beard. Nice. Wow. Yeah, you got some real icicles going on there. That's great. I like that your cap though still has the sweat stains all over it. You have ice in the beard and sweat stains on the cap. I do some of my wool tops. I think. Am I wearing the one now? This is wool 365, and I have 5 of these. I just buy one once in a while, and they're not cheap, but they're not super expensive. They're a thinner wool, so I'll throw 2 of them on if I need to. But they're great because they work in the spring and everything like that. But yeah, and then in the winter, like I said, I just start layering them. You said 64 miles in 9-degree weather when you took that photo? Dude, that's beyond what. There's no way I could keep my feet warm. There's just no way. Like, I think I was saying this in one of our other streams last year for our Christmas ride, what we call Ratsmas, because we use the name Rubber City Rats. I think it was mid-teens, or I think Yonda said it was actually like 13 or 14. And an hour out, have a couple beers, warm up a little bit at a bar when you could still do that. An hour back, like an hour in that kind of weather is the most I could do no matter what I do to keep my feet warm. They're cold after that. Now we got another beard pick. That's a serious beard right there too. That's great. We've got two conversations going on because we've got the live chat and then the Discord chat. I mean, whoops! I somehow changed the transition. Okay, now we're back. Normal fade. I can't even imagine 64 miles and 9 degrees. I think once it gets under about 25, I think I'm limited to about 20 miles. I don't know. He said that was London to Xenia and back last February. Couldn't keep his bottles from freezing unless he stuffed them in his jacket. Wow, so not only were you riding a brutally cold route, you were riding the most boring bike trail that man has ever conceived of. I say this because so when we've talked before, we do the Ohio to Erie. We've done it the last 2 years, me and Large Marge and Erin, my girlfriend, and then last year, two Brad joined us. But between London and Xenia, it's a rail line, an old rail trail, but there's no elevation change and there's almost no curves, and there's like telephone poles that run the whole way, and it's just all farms on this side, and then once in a while a town, but not even a town that has anything you would stop for. And when you're out there, you could look as far in either direction and it looks the same. It looks like a Roadrunner drawing. Yeah, right. Like riding in Kansas. Yeah, there's the good thing about Ohio to Erie is there's so much variation. So like up here where we live, and if you went north to Cleveland, you came from Cleveland, you're riding through the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is, beautiful, riding along the Cuyahoga River. It's all wooded again now. Used to be all farms, but now it's all wooded. But it's a little undulating, a little bit of curves, you know what I mean? But it's a river, it's not crazy steep. And then coming from here and going south, it's still the towpath down through Barberton and Massillon, and then you break off in the other direction and end up in Amish country, which is beautiful, rolling hills and farms, and then even after you pass Xenia, where we're talking about, it gets really pretty again, different part of the state. But yeah, the London to Xenia part is just brutal. Yeah, Broadford, Large Marge would have probably some good suggestions for you on keeping your feet warm and clipless, because that's mostly what he rides. On our ride the other day in the video, since he was on his Cannondale touring, he has the Deity flat pedals on that. But yeah, Roger says Xenia to Cincinnati is nice. Exactly. It gets, once you get back into, once you're what, like 4 or 5 miles outside Xenia, it starts to get pretty again. And then Xenia to Cincinnati is nice. There's a couple sections where you have to jump on that. Then that one suburb or small town outside Cincinnati, you end up on like a section of road that's not that fun to be on. But in general, it's a nice ride from there. Yeah, if anyone's into just like bike touring, like just, you could do it on 32s. Ohio to Erie is just a great way to do it. But yeah, clipless. I have no. Yeah, Loveland. Yeah, we stopped in Loveland both years at that little brewery. I should know. I picked up some swag when I was there, but last year, of course, with the way it was in 2020, we sat out on the patio, and then they didn't have any food there last year at the time we were there, but we all ordered food from different restaurants and brought it to the patio. The year before, they had a really good food truck, and we sat out on the patio and ate there. The cotton bandana, man. Yeah. Wait. Ben said this is his large Marge said it's his go-to winter outfit. You got to pair a pair of jean shorts with a nice coffee stout, and you're good to go. Dang, cold century. Look at that. You paced that century at 14 miles an hour? Nice. Must have been pretty flat too if 21 was the max. Hey, what's up, Dylan? Airhole makes these snowboard ski bandanas that have hole for your mouth so condensation doesn't build up. Yeah. A little more. I mean, some of the synthetic stuff is fine too, and you could save money in that way. The thing that anything that I have that is nice and there's some winter, I have a New Balance like base layer that I really like, that I got at like a TJ Maxx that was really cheap, but the problem again is you wear it once and if you sweat a little bit, they smell. Whereas wool, you could wear them, you know, man, you could really push it, you know. So. That's it. When I ordered my 510s, or I bought them at the bike shop, I definitely went up half size to have space. And I'll wear some of the real long 45 North wool blend socks and then put on the thick wool, smart wool, or not smart wool, merino wool hiking socks over them. And that about packs it out. But yeah, that's one of the things too. If you just pack every layer together, especially on your feet, you're not getting the benefits of all the insulation. There's got to be room in there, which again is why I like flat pedals I always like flat pedals, but I think it's a big reason why a lot of people would like flat pedals all the time, you know. Oh, we got Danny in the Discord tonight too. You ride alone. You're fine being stanky. Well, I am too, but that's not it's like when you pick something up to put it on and you're like that yourself, you know what I mean? Probably don't need these anymore, but. Oh, you know what I said, and I think this is something we should do on these streams too. If you drop something to sell in the Discord, we should show it up here because not everyone's in there. So we can also pop up some of that stuff so it goes out to, well, I don't know how. Yeah, there's more people watching than would be in the Discord. So yeah, so over on the Discord we have a buy, sell, trade section. And there was a couple people had some stuff up for sale. I actually already bought some stuff off Ben out of there. Pedal pusher Ben. But he does have this Shimano hub. It's got a Wahoo cadence sensor. Oh, did you sell that rear derailleur? There was a rear derailleur in there that I couldn't believe someone had not snapped up with the bicycle part shortage. So I'm guessing you did. Yeah, Matthew dropped these bags in here, and he said $90 shipping for this front handlebar bag. Looks like it would strap on nice too. It's got the what do we call the elastic straps? Yeah, Nigel OD Green. was saying he bought it $90, but just it didn't fit, or he'd sell it for $90, didn't fit what he was trying to carry. Oh, then Patty Redbeard mentioned there was a sale going on. Did it still go 30% off till Friday over here on the Green Guru stuff, which is worth checking out. And then Pedal Pusher is also looking for a frame, so. Oh, he thinks he deleted the cassette and didn't notice. Cause that derailleur you think would be a man, that was a great gravel derailleur, like for what people are building up with Shimano right now. I look like a actually maybe go. But yeah, whenever anyone has anything to sell, if you pop it and you post it in there, we'll pop it up on the stream. No reason not to. So. Oh, check this out. Patrick's Bridgestone. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Where's your cable routing on that you could have the bag like that? I'm wondering. It's one of my problems with my mountain bike. Which is a 2001 mountain bike, so it's not modern. But where the cables are, I can't really like put a handlebar bag on that. That looks like similar style brakes too, similar era where all the cables run across the top. I guess are you just pushing them back around? It doesn't matter. Broadford says he has things to sell, but he's never sold anything online. Yeah, so, obviously there's better places to sell it in my 35-person Discord, but I guess kind of what we're doing over here would be the idea of offering it to friends first, because I feel there's a pretty trustworthy, tight-knit community, but the way to do it would be probably through either Venmo or PayPal. So basically someone transfers the money to you instantly and then you ship it, But I've bought stuff on Facebook through the groups I'm in and I've never had an issue. People call it the thieves pretty quick. But yeah, this, like what we're using here doesn't have a way to do that. That would be done outside. But how you called the Bridgestone your grocery bike and sometimes your camping bike too. Nice. He said V brakes, cable right in front, cable housing projects from the bag. You don't see a Bernie meme. You know what I'm amazed about with the Bernie memes, because I've been loving them like I think everybody has. I haven't seen like anyone do a really good bike one. I like saw a couple. Pedal Pusher posted one where he's waiting at the start of I think like a cross race. But I'm like, and then I was trying to think in my mind, but the way he's oriented just doesn't work really well for like a bike meme. So that's like, because everybody for whatever their niche is in life has made a great Bernie meme. There's even been some hyper local ones here that have been great, like one that fit like the door guy at the Zephyr in Kent and stuff. But jump back into this photo real quick. Got that All City saddle on there too. I see where the cable's tucked under there for the brake, yeah. Yeah, everything, my shift cables and everything are all, just seems like they'd be getting pushed against too hard. Is that a Roadrunner? Did we talk about that last week? Is that a Roadrunner front bag? The Crapbird CBGBs for the Bernie meme. Yeah, that was it. Dylan said he's trying to build up a Golden Arrow group set for his Miata. What is the Golden Arrow group set? I'm drawing a blank on that. Let's Google it. Oh, 105? So it's a 105 equivalent group set, vintage group set. So that's the predecessor. So that's what they called 105. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here on Wikipedia. The first 105 group set. Go to the image search. See if I can find a good photo to. Man, think of how they kept that chainring look for so long, and it's still my favorite. I mean, the 105 I had on the Raleigh before I went to the 11 speed 105 looked like that. It just looks so much better. That is the vibe that I totally like. Bernie on the head of Mike Pence instead of the fly. That was definitely one of the best. That was. Oh, the shipping. Yeah, that sometimes with the shipping on used parts, you're like, oh, this is totally worth it. That look I've built on some of the live streams, that was the same with that. Like the price was so ridiculously good, and then the shipping was like $150. So I think I really paid $150 for the frame set, and $150 in shipping from France, but $300. I still was in at that, but yeah, because what was so Shimano 600 is what became Ultegra then, right? It's, so we're talking, yeah, Golden Arrow was 105, and yeah, I think 600 became Ultegra. Yeah, well, did Dylan answer what Miata he had? Yeah. Throw some photos up of your Miata. Large Marge in the group is a big Japanese road bike hoarder. The first I've talked about this on the stream before, but the first time I went over to one of his apartments, he's showing me his bikes and his frames, and then he had like this walk-in closet and these back closets, and he's like, oh, and then I got these wheels and these other frames back here. Yeah, me and Ben traded the exact same, different colors, but the exact same Japanese frame set. He had one that was in my size, and I had one that was in his size. Those are Miatas, right? It's the one that's always behind me when I'm in the basement, the light blue one. I've always wanted to build that up as a single speed because I don't have a single speed, and I never have, so I figured that would be a cool frame set to do it with. Are those Miatas? Why am I? Yeah. Jeff dropped his winter commuter in here. Oh. Open the original so we get the big one. Oh, nice. Look at all those mounts on the fork. Oh, yeah. What is that? I got the fenders on, looking good. Brook saddle. A B17. Gotta love that. That's an interesting build. Oh, Ben said, yeah, ours are Miatas. Yeah. Oh, that's just I had this. I had a Austro Daimler that had a full Shimano 600 group set. Everything: pedals, derailleurs, levers, and and the group set was so cool that it was full on, but it was down tube shifting, and it was a really pretty Austro Daimler. Puch is the parent brand of those, but one of the prettiest bikes I owned, but it was just like I already had my like sentimental down tube shifting bikes, and I'm like, well, I could strip this group set and then eventually use it on something else, and I'm like, what am I going to use it on? And I ended up selling it to a woman who wanted a Christmas gift for her boyfriend, which was actually my old roommate. So last year I sold it, but I'd gone through and I had like, it just was really, really pretty looking bike, but I just didn't really have a use for it. And I think bikes are supposed to be ridden, like, and I have too many bikes already, and I still ride every one at least once in a while, but I was like had a hard time because the thing that I thought was so cool about it was having that full 600 group set. Oh, that's a Gary Fisher, 97, 98, with a replacement Surly fork. That is cool. It's interesting with like sweep back bars like that. I rode our friend Otis, who owns Dirty River Bicycle Works. What bike was that? Is Rivendell that had the bars that were swept back, and that is just such a learning curve to get used to the feel of where your hands are falling and the way the steering feels. I wonder with that too, if your fork had the same rake or if it changed the geometry at all of that, if it has any effect on the way that feels for you. Oh, here's the Miata. Get that up there. Ooh, those colors are great. Oh, is that lugged in the front with the two different colors on the head tube? Oh yeah, nice. Not yeah. So before you knew DSO, drive side out, right? Got to be drive side out. Is that chrome fork too? Very cool. I like that vintage saddle. Are those center pole brakes? You wouldn't think. No, they're not. Yeah, they're side pole. I hate center pole brakes. I have them on two bikes, three bikes. Well, the Motopecan, my dad's old Motopecan, it's hanging on the wall over there. I don't ride it anymore. But I hate adjusting those things. Did you post a photo of the crank set too you have on there? Is that what that was? Huh, look at that little engraved. Yeah, so the golden arrow, that's pretty cool. Oh, you had to replace the chrome fork is replaced. Then Jeff was saying on the Gary Fisher that the bars were different. Yeah, that clearly. Oh, Danny's got his bike up here too. You're always riding in the snow up there. Man, look at. see the other one. Nice. Oh, yeah. Forgot to turn up the audio. I'll get this chat's behind. The original had a nice accent too, where the lugs were. Oh, nice. I have on my I have a Schwinn Peloton that someone resprayed. And what they did was kind of cool. It's Columbus SLX tubing. They must have taken the paint completely off the fork and then clear coated it, so it looks like that chromed out fork. But they left the fork crown and resprayed that in the. So they have it from a pink to white fade, and they resprayed that. It looks really really cool. I think I gotta find a photo of that. I search in my own. Yeah, I've since switched out some of those sketchy carbon components and a new bar tape. But yeah, I think that would have been a red bike. I think the Pelotons were only sold from that era in red. But that's 9-speed Dura-Ace and those Bontrager Racelight wheels, which look cool and are nice and light, and the bladed spokes and everything. But yeah, like I've said before, that bike is a really nice Columbus SLX frame that someone had built up with all the most sketchy carbon components to make like super lightweight, cool steel bike. Kind of what a Mr. Pink would be like right now, built up really nice. But yeah, I love that 9-speed Dura-Ace. Just shifts like butter. But yeah, just don't ride it now because I haven't ridden that much this summer because I have it totally slammed. Just set up as my fast bike, and yeah, with my back problems, I just don't ride a slammed bike right now, you know. Oh, nice. You guys would drop some more Instagram links? Yeah. Yeah, do that in the Discord if you want any follows. Drop any links you want down there. Yeah, not bad for a completely unplanned live stream. I mean, I wrote down like 3 notes, and I'm like, got everything set up, at 8:30 tonight. Have my mic sitting right here, and my camera is attached to the end of this table I'm sitting at. So This behind me is like what I use is usually where that white stuff is. Then that's a film scanner wouldn't be there. But the other thing is kind of like my little charging station. So that's where all my batteries and everything. I have it all wired so I could just have everything charging. And when I'm getting stuff ready, I could set my cameras there and lay out the memory cards and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a really narrow like bar table that I built to have for that kind of stuff. But I've got a long day tomorrow, and I think I might call it a night on the stream. I think we had a good conversation, some cool bike picks, good winter gear talk and all that. But I think I'm going to keep it a short one tonight and not party too hard. We kind of celebrated on Tuesday. Oh, I did want to bring that up before I go. So anyone who was there on Tuesday for our 1,000 party, and we talked. There was a swag giveaway. I came up with an idea of something I want to do to put in with the stuff, and the place where I need to get it made won't be open until Monday. And my plan was to get everything shipped out this weekend, but I'm going to hold off because I think I kind of want to give everyone something. Like everyone's getting something different, but I want to have something special in that little swag bag that like denotes what happened. So I have an idea. It's kind of cool. It's kind of funny. So I'm going to hold off a little while. So those are still coming. There's a couple of people who responded but didn't put their address in there. I think Danny was one of those people. But yeah, I'll reach out to you guys individually if you didn't do that and be like, hey, you need to put your address in there. So yeah, Dylan says the desk is evidence of what partying too hard looks like. Yeah, they probably did bump something right before that, But yeah, so I got an idea that I want to add to it. So didn't forget about that, or I'm not forgetting about that, but I'm going to delay it a little bit to make it even better. So just a little like simple memento that kind of like denotes why the swag is going out, and and it's something I think like if this keeps growing, and so if we get to do other parties like that at 2 or 3 or 5, if that happens, then we could kind of build upon that. So if you were here from the beginning, you'll have each one. If you weren't, you'll get that one. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel over the weekend. So on Tuesday, we did a swag giveaway. So anyways, I just kind of want to keep building on that because I think it's fun. And so hopefully, you guys do too. But I think I'm going to sign off with that. My original plan when I started doing these live streams where they were only supposed to be from 9 to 10, the way we've been doing them lately, they've gone to whatever, especially with the holiday streams and all that. But really next week, going to get back to work on one day on the Look, but I think first on Tuesday I bought a friction shifter for my mountain bike because the triple in the front, it's just worn out. As much as I keep cleaning it, it doesn't work. So I got a friction shifter. So I think we'll try and install that, and you guys could tell me what I'm doing wrong, and it should be a real hoot, like always. All right, peace, guys. Thanks as always for stopping by. I love it.